everybody. This is episode 9. Thanks once again to Razor 13 and my friend Mike Crockett, the Big Bad Vegan Daddy. That's their song Muse that let us in today. Alan, how are you doing, my man? What's up?
Oh, not a whole lot. I'm real good, Jed. How you doing?
Good, buddy. How's training this week?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Trying some new stuff. So, how's things on your end?
Good. I've been dealing with headaches all week, so I actually pretty much deloaded this whole entire week. I never trained until Friday. I just couldn't, every single night by the time that 4 o'clock rolled around, I just had a throbbing headache. So I don't know what the heck's going on, but I think I'm on the mend now. So I'm excited for this week to come because I've got a lot of pent up energy, and I gotta get it into these grippers and block weights.
Should be able to smash some PRs then.
Well, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, dude.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, guys. We got a good call today because we're going to be joined by the Canadian destroyer of pinch implements, Dan Fleming, who just competed in the Canadian National Championship yesterday. So he's going to be calling in. So, Alan, that means you and I got some work to do. So why don't we go ahead right now, get started with what's been going on this past week in grip, my man.
Okay. All right. Well, things on the grip board. Some of the feats that we discussed in the past became official. Chad McMurrin's double 20-kilogram hub lift got enough votes, and that's got him on the feat list. Morgan Choi's double blob 50 lift also passed and got on the list. And there was a new one from this week, actually, that showed up, and this got voted on and passed right away. This was, I know you know this guy, and I hope I'm getting the name right. John Wojciechowski had an inch lift.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that one got the right amount of votes right away. Good turnout on that one, and he's officially on the record list. It looks like there's
that was easy for him.
It was, yeah, yep. It was funny. He remarked that he really hadn't been training specifically for that. It sounded like just some double overhand deadlifting was about the extent of his grip training lately, and went out and smoked that. So I'm gonna have
really.
Yeah, that was what he said. I got to rethink my approach to some of this grip stuff if that's what's going on with a lot of these guys.
I didn't see him post that, so I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
Good for him.
But he's
sometimes
strong, man. He's strong, dude. He's talented. He doesn't end up going to a lot of competitions or anything, but I think if he got into a groove where, he was doing like competitions every few months, I think he'd be finishing at the top of a lot of competitions.
Yeah, it seemed like this past year I'd seen his name pop up in the past, but he'd come on and started getting on some feat lists and stuff right away. A bunch of like hex head lifts and larger hex head lifts too, actually, is what he was getting on. So he jumped in on it right away. But yeah, then he kind of didn't hear much for a while, and he came back with this. So whatever he is or isn't doing, it's definitely adding up for him.
Yeah, for sure.
What else? There was a guy by the name of Micah Toivianen, goes by Micah T on the grip board, just put in a request for the MM1 certification. So I haven't heard that the gripper had gone out yet, but at least there's one more guy looking to join the list. And that was the main stuff. Otherwise, Josh Odell, he just posted a 131-pound COC 2.5 no set close, which looked real easy for him. So it looks like he's definitely starting to get back into the swing of things grip wise.
Yeah, I agree. That's good. That's good to hear, man. I knew that he had a fantastic base of strength, and it was just a question of how long it would take for it all to come back. So it looks like it's coming back nice and quick. Right.
And over on, I saw it on Facebook, Geralt Husholf posted, he attended a red nail certification attempt, and that actually showed up on the grip board today as well. A guy by the name of Jeffrey Wilbrin. It sounds like he hit the red nail. They submitted the information to Iron Mind, and and we should be hearing some results in the near future. But I guess I didn't see a video or anything like that, but I think we'll be finding out real shortly how that turned out.
Cool.
And that was pretty much the latest on the grip board. FBBC had some stuff posted. One thing, looks like Zolt Horniak is back at it with a bunch of bends. It looks like he started 4 new ones.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to catch those videos. I just saw the post had come through. I don't know. Have you seen those at all?
Yeah, I had seen those on Facebook, and I tried to see if he could send us maybe a couple clips or something, but I haven't seen anything right from him. But I did see that he's the kind of guy that he's not just going to do one cert. He's going to knock out like 3 or 4 every single time, which is cool. But the problem with that is you end up finishing all the certs really quick. So then what's he going to do? You know what I mean?
Right. Time to move on to like a gold medal or something, I guess.
Mhm. Yep.
So lots of feats online happened this past week. I don't know if you caught many of those.
Yeah, I did. Like I've seen a lot of things. Like there's so many that I'm afraid we're going to end up missing some. So if we do end up missing some, then I apologize ahead of time. But it was like the week before was kind of slow, and then all of a sudden people got back into their swing of things, and things were up left and right. So before I forget, I just want to say send a get well message out to you. How are you? I don't know exactly what happened because I couldn't find anything, but he was like in the hospital. Did you see that?
I did, yeah. And his hashtags, something gets lost in that translation, but it almost looked like a rhabdo type of thing was what I took from it.
Yeah, I saw that, but and then I was like, maybe he was like screwing around, like just joking about it. I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell, and I specifically asked him what happened, and I don't know if he didn't see it or didn't understand what I said or whatever, but maybe that's what it was. I know that he trained with that one guy. He did like a crazy leg workout, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember catching that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he showed pictures of himself laying around on the couch for like 2 days afterwards or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit it hard.
Yeah, so don't work out with that guy anymore, man. Holy cow. But we sure hope he's doing well and getting better. I know he's out of the hospital, so hopefully he's all right and back to top form here real soon.
Yep.
Did you see the steel shredder contest finished up?
Yes, I saw it come to a close. I didn't get a chance I didn't view the official results, but I saw that everything had wrapped up. It looked like our buddy Zolt Horniak had even participated in that too.
Yeah, I got a note from David, and I got a couple videos from people. So David said that Simon Stewart from Denmark ended up winning the overall. He did a 10 millimeter by 14 inch in 6 minutes 54 seconds. He did a 12 millimeter by 18 inch in 6 minutes 35 seconds, and then a 12 millimeter by 18 inch in 3 minutes and 51 seconds. So he almost cut his time down on that bar by half on his third bend. So that was pretty impressive. I guess he's a retired thrower, like a track and field thrower. And this is in meters. He's done shot put just shy of 20 meters, 19.78 meters. Discus, 54.87 meters. Hammer, 61.98 meters. 21 meters in the 35-pound weight throw. And then the 56-pound weight for 44 feet, which was a world amateur record. 4 times Danish arm wrestling champion. So this dude has some skills, man. Highland Games world amateur champion in 2002, and he's a strength and conditioning coach for the Danish Sailing Federation, and has coached athletes in 3 Olympic Games and 2 Paralympics. So that dude's a pretty accomplished strength athlete. He was the overall winner. Yeah, Ruben Hughes from Wales. His best one was a 12 millimeter by 18 in 6 minutes and 49 seconds. So that's the bar that Simon did in just shy of 4 minutes. Ruben got it just shy of 7 minutes. Ruben is the stone guy, the stone layer that works like all day, in and out, and just has developed incredible hand strength because of that. David says, the first time I met him in Wales, he was at a couple of stone lifting events with me and Nick McKinless. He had hands like stone shovels, and I said to him back in 2012 that he should have a crack at the grip comps. Anyway, last year he got stuck into some of the events and eventually started to train, and he's lifted 177.5 Krishith stone, probably more times than any other person, and gained the world record on the pickaxe to the rear hold with an amazing 7.4 kilos for 31 seconds. And that just got bettered by Phil Horwood. Third was Juha Lehtimäki, which is Nigwaka. He's from Finland. He did that same 12 millimeter by 18-inch bar in 11 minutes, 27 seconds. David says he's a great all-around grip athlete. 2015 U.S. World Grip Championships, second place. 2015 King Kong, fourth place in the 93 kilo class. 2015 Nightmare of the Butcher, he came in third. And then 2016 APL European Arm Lifting Championships, third and first in the 90 kilo class. Rob Blair was fourth from England. He did that same 12 millimeter by 18-inch bar in 15 minutes and 6 seconds. He owns the Commando Temple Gym, and if you find him on when you find him on Instagram, he's under Commando Temple. All-round athlete in just about anything. He's an ex-soldier, performs feats of strength and endurance, one after the other. And then top five, rounding out the top five, was Kevin Collin from the USA. 10 millimeters by 14 inches, snapped in 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Kevin's got many of his bending feats recognized on the FBBC company's certification list, with the huge golden bastard bend, which is a 3/8 inch by 6 inch round brass. And we just talked about him a few weeks back as well. So that's the top five for the guys. That's all the information I've got here. Let's see. Those are the highlights for the guys. For the women's competitors, it came out, the top three here are Elizabeth Horn with a 10 millimeter by 18 inch, snapped in 14 minutes, 2 seconds. Second place was Samaya Shalchi from England, 8 millimeters by 14 inches. She snapped that one in a minute and 57 seconds. Steph Skeggs with 8 millimeter by 14, snapped in 2 minutes and 14 seconds. And then Megan Manzi from England, 8 millimeter by 14 in 4 minutes, 41 seconds. And Anna Donovan of England, 8 millimeters by 14, snapped in 6 minutes, 57 seconds. So some pretty impressive stuff from that. One of the craziest things that I have ever seen was, I think it was Graham Cunningham. Let's see. Man, I'm not sure who it was, but somebody, I think it was either Graham Cunningham or Don Cummings, put up a photo of, like, his entire palm was a water blister, like a blood blister. And he was moving his hand in the light on the camera, and you could see, like, the tissues were moving separate from one another. It was one of the grossest things ever. But it really just shows you what they were putting their bodies through in order to compete in this competition. Pretty impressive.
I didn't see that picture. I've got to check that out. That's really something. That was from like one session of trying to snap a bar that happened, or is that a kind of an accumulative thing, or?
Well, it could have been something where it started like the session before, and then he tried to squeeze one more session in. I don't know, but it was definitely from the brace bending. I'm going to try to get on here now and find out who that was. because I want to, naturally say the right person. But the other thing, I saw another guy. I think he ended up failing the bend, but his wraps were covered in blood. It may have been the same dude. I'm not sure. And right now it's not coming up. So unfortunately, what I'm going to try to do is find the video and I'll put it up there. But it was. I mean, people were. This stuff was not easy. I mean, I don't know if you saw, like, people were duct taping like extra padding to their thighs because of the cumulative friction on their thighs probably was rubbing the skin off too. So
yeah, I saw Elizabeth Horn did that, and we saw the pictures of what happened to her hands too for one of those bending sessions.
Yeah. Yep, for
Amazing.
sure. Cool. What else did we see? We got a few minutes before Dan calls in.
Well, speaking of Juha Letomaki, you saw that wrench bend of his?
Yeah, dude. Destroyed it.
Compression wrench?
Yeah.
I love seeing that kind of stuff. That is just awesome.
Yep. And I'll tell you, that wide position, I mean, if you think about it, a red nail's 7 inches, and then so now you're bending a wrench that's 8 inches long. And then on top of that, you have the wraps. So you might have something that's 8.5, 9 inches long. It just feels totally uncomfortable in that initial position. So much respect to anybody that is killing wrenches that way, because I sure as heck can't do it. No way. No way.
I didn't realize people were doing that stuff double overhand. I thought everybody just grabbed them and kind of bent them over their knee, and that was just how I thought you did it. So that was really amazing.
By far, most people do it that way, but you do have some sickos that are able to do it. I don't know all their names, but there was one guy that was doing 8-inch wrenches like that easy. Like, it looked like he was doing a warm-up bend. So, yeah. Yep.
Nice.
That's been a couple years ago. Mr. Wide Pinch back at it again with some block weight magic. Did you see he smoked the 24-kilo Silarukov blob by the face?
By the face, yep. I saw that. That was nice. That was good stuff.
Yeah, he did a few different feats this week. I wasn't able to capture all of them, but I did see that he got that 24 kilo by the face. And then I just saw a video by Morgan where he did a blob by the face. I think he said it was a fat man, but it was definitely 100-pound or half 100-pound blob, and he did it with the rounder side pointed up. So it's actually harder that way. Like, I can do it, but it's you can definitely tell that it's more difficult. There's a prominent difference when you flip it over that way. Just an excellent display. His hands are huge, dude. He might have bigger hands than me. The way that he's engulfing those blobs, yeah, it actually brought back bad memories of when I was in the crick when I was a young man, and I saw these black legs coming up over the side of a stone, and I never went back down. I used to spend like all day long down there catching frogs, crayfish, minnows, different stuff like that. And then I was like 13, tried to go down there and saw like these big black hairy spider legs that looked like Morgan's fingers coming out from under that stone, and I never went down there again.
Nice.
What else, man? What did you see? What impressed you?
Did you catch Adam Glass's one-arm pinch pull-up attempt?
I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't think I saw that.
Oh, okay. That was nice. He doesn't quite have it yet, but it definitely looks in his future. He used that pinch type of pull-up bar he's got set with a couple of, I don't know, they look like 2-inch pinch blocks on it maybe.
Yeah.
And he took just I believe it was with his right hand, took kind of a slight hop to sort of get the kind of the pull going, but he definitely got through most of the motion on it. So that's
wow.
I hadn't seen anybody do any one arm. Maybe that's out there from others, but not that I'd recall one-arm pinch pull-ups.
Yeah, no, I don't recall anything like that, but I'm sure it's just a matter of time till he figures that out.
Well, yeah, and I would, guys like, that would be a good one for people like, Evan Raftopoulos and Tanner Merkel to try to try to go after. I would think that would be right up their alley with some of the other things they've done.
Jeez, dude, don't give Tanner Merkel any more ideas, man. Jeez. Good golly. Holy cow.
Did you see the 45 hub clean that he just posted?
Yeah, oh yeah. It was beyond easy. It looked like it was flying off the earth and he was trying to catch it. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it sounded like
video.
He must live pretty close to Morgan because it sounded like the two of them had a little grip workout together.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, from what I saw, it was I think it was on Morgan's YouTube channel that he posted those videos of Tanner, and that was the same one where Morgan took a blob face clean attempt. Didn't quite hit it, but that's in the future for him.
Yep, and that's a tough feat too. That's a tough feat.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's a rarely seen feat, you know. You don't see that.
Have you done
much.
That? Yeah,
I did that. Oh, geez. I want to say I did that back in like 2005, and it was one of those things where I hadn't even been training it. It just all of a sudden it just happened, and man, you've never seen that video? Yeah, I think it's you know what? I think that's on the DVD, the shit you've never seen.
Oh, okay. And I actually haven't seen that video. So, okay.
Yeah. I think it's on there. It was one of the things where that whole video is like an accumulation of feats that didn't get posted for whatever reason, like we missed them or whatever. Like this is back before YouTube, dude. This is back before YouTube. So on the original dieselcrew.com website, it was before YouTube, it was before blogs, and we would share the video. People would actually download it from our website, and it got to be so big that we had to constantly upgrade our I don't know what the word is, like our bandwidth on the website, because we kept exceeding what we were paying for, so we had to keep on upgrading, and in order to keep from continuing to do that, we started uploading really grainy, crappy quality videos because the file size wouldn't be so big and we wouldn't exceed our bandwidth as much. So
okay.
yeah, that's how far back that feat was. So probably 2004, 2005, something along those lines. Yeah.
I'm Napalm Jed Johnson from the Diesel Crew. And this is the shit you've never seen. 100% material that's never been on dieselcrew.com or any of the strength boards on the internet. Everything on this disc is being seen for the first time right now.
I saw that Pat Burke did a 45-pound hub plate pinch as well. So good to him. Good going to him, because he's the guy that we mentioned a few weeks back that had the chest injury, the pec tear, and was just getting back into it. So it looks like he's building some of his strength back up. So that's awesome.
Yeah. See, Thomas Larson had you see his meat hook deadlift. 252.
I don't think I caught that
kilograms.
one. I don't think I caught that one. What was that?
Yeah, it was 252.5 kilos on the meat hooks. I don't know what the world record is on that, but
I have no idea. 252.5?
Yeah. Let me just whip out the calculator here once. That's a ton of weight.
I'll race you.
Yeah, well, 550 pounds.
550? It's up there. It's up there, dude. I don't know what the record is. I don't know.
That was awesome.
That's impressive, though.
Yeah. He had some pull-ups listed too, where he was using the Silarukov handle and the FBBC crusher, 2.5 inch with 45K attached. So that's a ton of weight.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Pretty healthy pull.
Yeah,
and,
he put up a like 3 or 4, maybe 5 clips of world-class feats that all got knocked down, in the same lifting session, like in the same afternoon. So, pretty impressive session. Yeah, that's a good month for most people, and he knocked it out in like an hour.
I'd like to know when these guys actually train, because every time I see their videos, it's nothing but breaking records or doing something nobody else has ever done. You'd think they'd have to get the Newton status part of it in at some point.
Yeah. Do you follow any of the either Ninja Warrior athletes or the climber athletes at all on Instagram?
No, I'm the only one would be Evan and Tanner, I guess. The other ones I'm starting to follow more and more, even some arm wrestling types. But who'd you have in mind?
Well, there's a I don't know how old she is. She's a lady, a girl, woman. I think her name is E. Cook on Instagram, and she really does some impressive stuff. She does a lot of things where she's like traversing obstacles and stuff, like gripping onto balls and like tube-shaped handles, different handles like that. And her name's Erica Cook, I believe.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah. Hey, Dan, how you doing, buddy?
Yo, what up, Jeff? What's up, man? I guess I didn't need a pin.
Oh, no, we were already in here, so you're good. So, Dan, do you follow Erica Cook? She's like a climber girl, like type Ninja Warrior type.
I haven't heard that name, no.
Yeah, she does this cool stuff. We were just talking about her. She's not like a grip competitor or anything like that, but she's coming back from like I think like an ACL or some knee injury. But she does some stuff that is pretty impressive. Like she'll go over these obstacles where there might be like a series of hooks where maybe she has to do like cross like 5 hooks, but she's only got 2 implements, so she has to consistently like take the implement off while she's holding herself up
so like
in the air.
Ninja Warrior shit, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. It's really, really amazing stuff. So
yeah, I never heard that name. I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. So
you got Alan there with you too?
Alan's here, man. Alan's here.
What's up, Alan?
How you doing, Dan?
Oh, this is great. I'm doing amazing. I'm so sore, but I'm scared how sore I'll be tomorrow. Because usually it's the second day soreness, but I'm already hurting.
You're sore already.
It was a solid 10 hours competing yesterday.
Oh, I believe it. Well, I believe I saw 75 events. Is that what it was? And that was before the method?
76.
76? Yeah.
Ah, that's awesome.
So it was the Canadian Grip Sport Nationals, and Eric Rusin, it was the promoter. He organized everything.
Yeah, he's the main promoter.
So
here.
how did it go? Yeah, tell us about it, man.
Oh, dude, it was amazing. It was the second, because the first grip competition I had ever done was the Canadian Nationals last year. So it was like the first returning competition I had done.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, a few competitors didn't show up. Like, there was supposed to be over 20 people, but ended up being 16 in total. Like, people like Phil Tremblay, who had competed at NAGS before, like, he didn't show up. Apparently he hurt his finger. Then, like, a couple other people didn't show up. But, yeah, everyone had issues. But, no, it was amazing. A lot of good guys. It was good to see Rob McMurrin again, because I had only seen him last Nationals, and he's a really big, strong guy. And he had won the 93K plus category last year, and again this year he smoked it and took first in that again. It was awesome. Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of credit to Eric for hosting these competitions because even the trophies were like amazing. Like I had never seen trophies that nice, so I definitely had my eye on that. So yeah, I could fight for that.
Well, Eric definitely. I got to give a nod to Eric too because he definitely puts way more like effort into that stuff than me. Like I love running. I love running competitions. Like I love putting all that effort in the day of, but I definitely fall short compared to Eric when it comes to that extra stuff, you know?
Yeah, even if they're like in his basement, these little things, he really, man, the trophies and everything, and like the planning, and that's why I had to give him like I had originally suggested Tim Butler for the next Under the Radar, but then I was like, oh my God, Eric's never been on it. So I messaged Nate and I was like, dude, we got to put Eric on because people need to know more about him. He's like a pioneer in this thing, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear more about him through that. But yeah, I'm so lucky to have him nearby too because he could have been anywhere in Canada. Same with like when I was doing arm wrestling. Everything just so happens to be around Quebec and Ontario. And same with grip. And most of it's just pretty much where Eric is, you know? But even now in Canada, like more out west is going to be competition and stuff like Jason Steves holding Spring Clench April 15th is going to be freaking awesome. And I'm planning on flying out to that one too. I'm planning on flying out to so many competitions. Yeah, I want to go to them all.
Cool.
Yeah. So
now, did you know Eric from arm wrestling? Because you were in arm wrestling previously.
I had known his name. Because like when I still watch arm wrestling every day. So I knew who he was. I'd seen his matches and stuff, but I never really talked with him. I'd seen him at competitions. But then it was more when I got into grip that like I contacted him for the first grip nationals last year, and then he started seeing that I was kind of serious about it, I guess. And then talked more and talked grip and everything. He's a really nice dude. He's the most professional dude, straight by the book, by the rules, no cheating, no nothing. Really good dude. Yeah, good to have him as the leader of grip sport in Canada.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. He's awesome.
Yeah.
So what? So he had 3 groups. He had 3 divisions for the men.
Yeah, there was only 2 people competing in the 74K. It was Sylvain Desjardins, who it doesn't mean garden. I remember you talking about it last podcast, but it's a garden is a jardin. So Desjardins, I don't even know what that means, but he was there. He was like the runner-up at King Kong this year, and he competed against Matt Smith, who's a national champion arm wrestler from Canada, and that was his first time competing in grip. So that was awesome. They loved it. You know, definitely gonna see them again. Yeah.
Well, wait before you get too far. Now hold on. So I missed the garden. Okay, I was wrong on the garden, but that Sylvain must mean something to do with trees, woods.
I don't know what Desjardins. I don't know what Desjardins means. I have no idea. It's just a French name.
What's Sylvain?
Sylvain is just like Sylvain, like it's a name, first name, just like a regular name, like Mike.
All right. No. I see you're not going to play my game. Go ahead with the rundown on the competition.
You want me to make a fool out of these guys? No. It was cool. It was cool. In the 93K, again, they don't have the 83K class, so I always have to compete in the higher weight class. So I was with Eric. There was like the guy Andrew Dubé, who works with Rob McMurrin, who came in. He's 200-pound strong guy. And then there was a couple of Masters guys in the 93K class also. But then the 93 plus K had like 7 or 8 competitors. It was pretty big. So it was nice competing against those guys. But again, Rob McMurrin is just so strong. So he didn't have too much trouble winning that. And even we had 2 women competing, which was the first time I think it's the first time I had seen women competing at Eric's place. So that's freaking awesome. That girl, I know you said you thought it was a guy, and you said Morgan Edie last time too, but that's actually a girl.
Oh, and, of course, I messed that up. I'm sorry. No, what got me was Edie. I got excited because I saw Edie, you know.
For sure.
My apologies.
But no, that was awesome to have her back. She had competed in the Montreal grip sport competition too. So, and right away she was like, I'm coming to nationals too. So we were prepared to have her, and she's so strong. She pulled 175 on the tips tester two-handed, which is above any women's lift on the leaderboards right now. So I'm going to have to run that by Gil. Yeah, because she's a rock climber. I had seen that she had recently won like a bouldering competition too. So she's not. She has pretty strong hands, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and that was about it. Again, not as many competitors as I thought, but still the most I'd ever seen at Eric's. So it's pretty awesome.
Cool. So, any other highlights about the competitors, or before we go into like the breakdown of the events?
Oh man, I have to do a shout out to what's this guy's name? It's Gustav. He's like 67 years old, and he's really, really strong. Like you can see all the results that Eric already posted, but he had competed at the competition too. Man, this guy can lift weight for his age. It's like insane.
Wow.
Rob McMurrin was like tripping out. Yeah. Yeah, no, super strong guy. Yeah, no, I don't know. I guess I can get into the rundown of the events too. Holy crap, there was a lot of events, man. Like, I was worried about some events being before some other ones. And I don't know, maybe it did cripple me in the end because there was, like, Silver Bullet before Little Bighorn. And I was like, ooh, you use a lot of those back fingers on Little Bighorn and use them on the grippers too. So I was, like, worried about that. And, yeah, I ended up getting shocked by that. Like, Little Bighorn, I had hit, like, over 200 at home, like, not too long ago. And then I pulled, like, 158 yesterday. I couldn't get the grip on it. It was one of those days, you know. But everything else went great. Well, another first time implement was the adjustable thick bar for me, which I had never tried. And that I don't know. I was expecting to pull more, but I only ended up pulling like I think 207. But I also bought Eric's older version of the adjustable thick bar, so now I'll have my own, so I can get used to it at home, you know, a bit better. So so when I go compete in Edmonton, I'll be able to like lift more probably because you're gonna have adjustable thick bars one of the events. Cool. Yeah, everything went great. Everyone pulled amazing numbers on everything, man. Like again, Eric's on point with everything, so all the results were posted like I think 2 seconds after we left, you know. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think Silver Bullet also was like 5 events in, and I was worried about that because like even the number 3 was like a 148, and even half setting that in my hand, it didn't feel like I'd even be able to close it, and I ended up being able to hold it for a while. Like I was super shocked at that. I can't believe how long Eric held it. He held it like freaking 15 seconds longer than he did in Montreal, and Montreal was like 3 events or 4. So I had no idea where he pulled out 36 seconds after 5 events. That's insane.
Yeah, that's really that's a great. That was the thing that jumped out at me first. I wanted to I just kind of scanned down it, and you stayed down 36 seconds with the number 3 on the Silver Bullet, and it was like the 54th event.
I saw that, and that was after hitting it hard too. I mean, he had a good number on the wrist wrench, and
Dude, on the wrist wrench, he smoked 107 like no problem, and then he loaded up 117 and got air.
Wow, he took a big jump.
Yeah. Even with the Silver Bullet, like he set that and it was locked. Like he had no emotion on his face. He got that. I had no idea how he held it that long. Man, that's crazy.
Nice.
But yeah, even on the tips tester too. Like it ended up being me, Eric, and this guy Jameson, who's like he's like a bit shorter than me, but he's like 260, and he arm wrestles. And man, him and Eric ended up pulling 310, which is amazing. I don't think like last year, me and Eric tied around 295, so pulling 310 was amazing. Again, Tips Tester was the last event too. So after doing like 78 events, pulling 310 on the Tips Tester, I was kind of blown away. And then we had the medley at the end. The medley was so awesome. A couple of people left before the medley started, like, so only one girl competed the medley. Only Morgan did it, but she smoked it. I think she missed, like, 2 things. Because there was a whole separate women's medley compared to the men's medley, obviously. And then one of the Masters guys left before the medley started, too. But the medley went awesome. It's such awesome implements. He has, like, an anvil collection. He has, like, the Iron Mine stacker, which I didn't even know existed. all this stuff, man. It was so awesome. He has this huge monster bell, I think, from Sornex. It's like a 3-inch revolving handle. That's so awesome. Like, just all the equipment he has. Yeah, and that went really well, man. I got to give a big shout out to Eric winning again for the 3rd year in a row, which is, like, incredible. And same with Rob, keeping his title of the 93K plus category again. That's going to be really hard to beat. I mean, like, I think we'd have more weight classes if grip sport grew a bit more in Canada, but it's, again, even when I was in arm wrestling, like, people don't even know what that is. So when I got into grip, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be even harder to explain to people, you know? So it'll eventually grow. It's already growing more since I got into it, but we'll have to see.
Right.
Oh, man.
Well, there's definitely new that he has a competition. There's new names, like what you said.
Yeah.
There were 2 women this year, Masters competitors, but he's still maintaining like some of the old names as well. Like Jeff King was at the thing that I went to back in 2011. So,
oh man, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. How did he fare on some of the events? Like,
man,
did he say whether or not he had any PRs or?
I don't know. I don't know any PRs. I don't know which implements he had ever tried before, if anything. But man, he was lifting good, yo. You can see some of the results. Maybe some events it was harder because I think one of his hands is not as mobile as the other. But man, some of the other events, yo, he was up there with some people, yo. He did really good, and he had the best spirit ever. I was sitting there next to him the whole time. Really good guy.
He's a big wrestling fan too, man. I've picked up a couple compilation discs from him.
No way.
From old wrestling from like off the TV back when it was like in syndication and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you're super into wrestling, huh? That's awesome.
Oh yeah, for years. Yeah, back in the 80s, man, it would be the same program, but like in the middle of the match, there would be like a dude's voice that came on and advertised the upcoming like local show that would be going on. So if you recorded it in Chicago and then recorded it in New York City, the matches would be the same, but then like those advertisements would be different. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn,
So depending on where it was originally taped, you know, if you add that into your collection, you might, you know, the potential would be there for you to have like different matches. You know, the shows would be the same, but there would be those variations depending on what area that it was recorded on. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, for me it's real cool. For you guys, it's like, God, when is he gonna shut up about this wrestling stuff? But for me, you know,
no, it's a foreign world. It's a foreign world to me now. I'm a very curious dude, so I have a lot of interest like that. So
well, I think that area that you live in Canada was, you know, back in the 80s and before was kind of like a hotbed for professional wrestling. Yeah.
Oh, the 80s. How I remember those 80s. Once
the late 80s hit though, Vince McMahon bought everything. So kind of those smaller operations, most of them went down. Yeah. So what'd you think of the Saxon bar, man?
That
awesome.
Was the first event. I know everyone uses different Saxon bars. Like I don't know if Aaron Corcoran has like a 2 or 2.5 inch one. Or which one they use at, like, wasn't there one at Living Legends?
Yeah.
How big was that bar?
Dude,
was that like
I forgot already. I don't even know.
Because the one we used was 3 inches, and it's pretty gnarly. It's like a 3x4, and we used the 3-inch side, the narrow open quotation side. But
I wonder if that was a Sornex.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Sornex. I think it is. I'm like 90% sure it's the Sornex one, but yeah, it's pretty brutal. I mean, I increased my lift by like 10 pounds. I'm stoked. I pulled almost 10 pounds over my body weight on it, which I'm stoked on. But again, Eric and his big hands, and like Rob McMurrin too, and there was another guy. I think it was Justin Major. That dude with like the wrestling name. He pulled a lot too, because he was like 6'5", 250,000 pounds. Like. People were big, yo. Some people had big hands, man. I'm like lacking in the hand department.
6'5" the guy was? 6'5"?
The guy was at least 6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah, at least. Same with like Rob McMurrin. So, he's taller than me, and I'm like 6'3".
Right.
Yeah, so they have no problem with that. Even the blob, man. Like, I hadn't seen a blob in person in a while, and, like, people like Rob McMurrin, he was picking it up no problem, dude. Eric told him to bring the blob over to use as, like, a height indicator for the tip tester, and he just literally picked it up and brought it over with one hand, you know?
Nice. Where you want this, brother.
Oh, my God. Even the blob, again, I had seen people do, like, recently, like, facelifts and stuff with it, and my fingertips on the face don't even go over the edge. They, like, just my nails. Just my nails start to go over, so that'll never happen for me.
Just, hey, play your cards right. Groom them up, man. Get them sharpened, dig them right in. No excuses, man. Let's go.
I love it. Love the attitude. It's awesome. Oh, man. But, yeah, I don't know. What's new with you? Are you heading to SJ4? I know you were like a maybe, but are you going to be attending?
Yeah, I think I am. Wow. There were some questions. We generally do like a family vacation sometime in July or August, but it looks like I'll be able to steer clear of that.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Of that weekend. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was gonna say I'd meet you there, but I mean, if you're going to nationals, then I'll see you at NAG.
Right.
Because I'm probably gonna head to that one too.
It's only like a 3-hour drive, dude. Why don't you just come to my house and we'll ride in the car together down to Jersey?
Oh yeah. Oh no, actually for that, I'm going to stay at Tim Butler's place.
Oh, okay. All right, I see. All right, I forgot.
Yeah, no.
I forgot, dude. You guys are like blood brothers now.
Dude, it's gonna be so awesome because we have our little chat we have going. It's been months now. It's me, Tim Butler, and Anthony Vasaturo, who's Abba Satu on the grip board. And come SJ4, we're all me and Anthony. Like Anthony's driving up from Ohio, and I'm taking the bus down, and we're both gonna stay at Tim Butler's house, which is gonna be awesome because we're gonna meet the first time, and then we're gonna drive out in the morning to Nate's place, or to the competition there. So that's gonna be it. I'm so excited for SJ4. I can't even wait any longer. I'm gonna invent like a time machine or something and go ahead.
That'll be like when Alan and I finally meet one another, man. That'll be epic.
You guys haven't met? You guys haven't met yet in person? Damn, man. I had this idea that so many people had met each other, but then I don't know. I have a feeling now that a lot of these grip people haven't met each other.
No, like
parts of the state.
I've met my share. Believe me. I mean, I've traveled a lot, but the last probably 3-4 years, my travels have been mainly to Ohio and New Jersey. So yeah. Back in the day, man, I used to go to Illinois, Indiana, Boston. Ohio multiple times a year. Yeah. And then,
I'm in pure travel mode. Like literally the only time I've ever traveled is in with grip now. Like first plane rides, first everything. Like it's awesome. Like it's giving me a reason to travel, so I'm trying to go everywhere now. There's no competition that's too far, I don't think.
Alan,
I don't know.
Alan definitely needs to get some frequent flyer miles racked up so that he can come and visit and play around at some of these competitions. That's for sure. Right, Alan?
Well, yeah. I was actually thinking about going to SJ4 just for the purposes of meeting people because it's going to be such a huge one. It was kind of a toss-up between doing that and trying to get to nationals. But I think SJ4 is probably a little more realistic. It sounds like the biggest turnout's going to be there by far.
Dude, that's it. I was stoked on the events first, but now I think I'm more stoked on meeting everybody. Like there's going to be everybody there.
Yeah, like 50 people or more. So that should be something.
Yeah, now Nate tells me that Morgan might be going too.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it, dude. Who's not
Jed,
going?
were you thinking of competing at that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's I sat there and watched everybody have the fun last year, man. I don't know if I can do that again.
There's going to be some heavyweights there this year, Jed. You can,
that's the thing. With everybody showing up, how can you not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's funny is that I think every competition I'll ever go to in the States, I'll see Gil. It's been that way so far.
He gets around.
In Maryland, Gil was there. I saw Gil at Southern Squeeze. I'm going to see Gil at NAGS. I'm going to see Gil at SJ4. I think there's something going on. No, but he's like a really awesome dude.
Gil may have traveled more to more states or competitions last year than I ever did in the same year. Like I actually don't even think it's close. I think he probably doubled me because he was in Ohio at least twice. He was in Missouri. He was in where else? Now I can't remember, but he was at a lot of competitions. So
yeah, man. But he's just, oh my God, like what's next for Gil? I'm like scared to see what his next lift will be. I wouldn't be shocked if he broke the crusher record at SJ4. Not at all.
Sounds like he's going after it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. But that record seems to be broken and then taken back like instantly every time it gets broken. So we'll see. But yeah, what else did I have written down? That was pretty much it.
Was there any just like, you know, showboating or, you know, going for crazy feats like after the contest, like just playing around?
I mean, playing around after all the events and the medley, like people were asking me why I was still lifting stuff after, because everyone was dead. Like even halfway through the competition, people started lounging out to the other room and just we'd have to call their names, you know, and they'd come back and lift because it was a lot, man. It was a lot, but at the end, I kept lifting everything. I kept adding weight to stuff. There was like shallow hubs. There was everything because, again, I knew I was going to be resting the next few days, so I wanted to really burn everything out, and I think I did. Mm-hmm. I need at least a few solid days off.
Right.
But it's cool. I picked up a silver bullet from Rod McMurrin as well, which I hadn't had before, so I can finally give that some training. Mm-hmm. And I picked up another number 1 gripper from Eric, which I think was probably rated by you because the decimal point goes down to like 6 numbers after.
Dude, I can't be cutting decimal points off, man.
It's like an 84.00628 or something.
That's yes, and it was written in green, right?
It's like a paper circle tag. It's probably from you.
Yeah, dude. Look. You're not. I can't be writing in any other colors. I'm not changing tags, and I'm not clipping off those decimals, dude, because I can't do it. I'm too far in now, man. I'm too far in.
Yeah, no. That's awesome.
Does the decimal of ounces really matter? No.
I feel that.
You can't sense that in your hand, but
it felt like a .0064, not a .0063. So
right,
I'm good.
Right.
Glad I got
right.
that.
That's right. Yes.
Oh man.
That's right, brother. Yep. In fact, that was 2013. I can remember when I rated those grippers because he brought them down for the Hold Fast Gauntlet in September 23rd or something like that, 2013. And I ran a special. Dude. Yep. I ran a special on rating.
Are you still rating grippers?
Brought grippers. Yeah, I'll still do it. I pretty much let Matt Cannon take it over because you know, he's rated so many that I don't really push it as a service, but I do still do it.
I have this one freaking number 3 gripper that I've been meaning to bring to a competition to give to somebody to rate, but because it feels like it's like a 160 or something. So I'll bring that next time to like SJ4 or something, or to Nags, and give it to somebody and they can ship it back to me because I'm curious.
I've rated number 3s up in the 160s before. James Rodriguez had one that was just beastly. He specifically asked us not to like grease it or clean it. So I think part of the rating was because of the accumulation on the spring. Yeah. But you know, but yeah, so I didn't clean it. So it was in the 160s. I don't remember, you know.
I even heard Rod McMurrin talking about like a certification gripper. I forget where he had done it, either in like Detroit or somewhere with Andrew, I think. And someone had certed or tried to cert, and then they rated the gripper after, and it was like a 164, and it was a 3.
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard that, but
about unlucky cert, huh?
Yeah, dude, for sure.
That's a crazy variance in those things. When you talk about some of them being at 138, then you get up to 164.
You could probably find like a freak light 3.5 at 164. You know, like.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Who got that gripper?
I have no idea. It was just a story that Rob was telling.
Oh, you're talking about the same gripper. Like, basically, the number 3 was like a 3.5 in rating. I got
164. Yeah, they stirred it in and they rated it after because it felt like a brick.
Yeah.
I think Cody was there too. Something he mentioned that. I don't know.
Oh, that might have been the Chicago. That might have been the Chicago contest that Ode ran last year.
Okay, maybe. We didn't really go into specifics there. But yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me on this call, huh? I know,
man.
I know Eric was busy and stuff, but I'm still really stoked, man. Thanks for mentioning me in the other podcast too. That's so awesome.
Well, we had some time to fill, We had to. There was a dead spot, so that's when we went to a Dan Fleming mention.
You've been doing a lot of great stuff, Dan. You're actually bringing a lot of excitement to the 83K class. We hadn't seen in the past. There wasn't a whole lot of guys really doing much in that. It was pretty much 93K on up. It seemed like.
Well, don't forget Bob. I've been watching Bob's list since I started, and I'm still trying to pick my jaw off the ground.
Yeah, right. But lately there's just been you got Mike Rogowski, there's Phil Kashawa. It seems like a bunch of guys are starting to come out. So.
Yeah, people like Rob Blair,
Yeah.
Those guys are mad strong. That guy from Finland I never heard of there, I think his name's like Nico Junelainen or something, and oh my god. Have you seen his list?
Yeah.
He's pulling he broke the world record adjustable kick bar, world record hub, like the shallow hub. Insane. So it's gonna be stacked. I'm scared for the next King Kong. I feel like it's all gonna explode. It's gonna be the most competitors, biggest lift. It's gonna be a hard competition. But speaking of King Kong, also, have you ever I don't know, is there ever a chance that the events are gonna change? I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are getting tired of I feel like a lot of people would want to see V-bar change maybe, or stuff like that, or even shallow hub, or.
It was different the first couple of years. In the last 2 years, they kept it the same, just to kind of keep it easy on the promoters with picking up the new stuff. But
that's it.
That
was the problem.
It sounded like they had already indicated that we weren't going to be seeing the V-bar back next year. It was going to be some form of a, FBBC's Anvil trainer was what what had just been mentioned. So.
That'd be awesome. So I know you guys used to be the little bighorn in King Kong, but even the Anvil trainer from FBBC would be awesome. It's just, again, a matter of supplying it to people or getting it all the way to Finland or UK and stuff.
Right.
But damn.
What about did you give a try on the inch dumbbell, Dan?
Oh man, the inch dumbbell was in the other room on a hardwood floor, and I was toast. I couldn't even pick up the monster bell, which is only 120 with a 3-inch handle. There was no way. There was absolutely no way I would even get it. I don't know. That's again, the whole conversation on the inch dumbbell with I've been talking to again Anthony and Tim about this. The whole well, if you can lift around 100 on the wrist wrench, you could probably lift it, or if you can lift inch dumbbell weight on the 2.5 crusher. But I think you need both pretty much, because the wrist wrench is pure wrist, and the crusher is your fingertips pretty much. So if you can lift the inch dumbbell weight on the crusher, you're 100% not guaranteed you're going to lift the inch dumbbell. Because I've heard of someone who lifted inch dumbbell weight on the crusher, couldn't even budge the inch, Yeah. And again, I've pulled over 100 on the wrist wrench, but I've never even hopped it, But again, I feel like I only ever tried after competition. So if I had my own at home, it would be a different story. But still, I think you need both. There's the whole tips and wrist strength that you need. It can't just be one. You can't just be good at one implement. But again, I'm not a skilled inch lifter, so I don't have that much input available. But
I don't know, man. I wonder though if you had one that you could train on routinely. I bet you might. Very very.
If I have my own and I can perfectly prepare for it, I bet I can get it off the ground. It's just, again, it's always after competitions, because there's no way I'm gonna wait months for competition, fly out, and then try to inch right away.
Sure. Yeah.
I have to focus on the events first.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. In
what
time.
Else,
Alan? What you got, Alan?
What do you got to ask this guy?
I think everything's pretty much covered here. You went through things real good. Yeah, the one thing I was wondering about, he didn't indicate the brands of some of those, but I think you covered it with the tips tester. So that was actually Barrel Strength's tips tester.
Yeah, it was the events. Yeah, Barrel Strength tips tester. We had the David Horn Shallow Hub, the 2-hand key pinch. We had the freaking blob trainer. Oh my God, that thing is Satan in an object. Yeah, It was super hard, super rounded. It's like 3 times rounder than the freaking blob edges, you know. And obviously Rob McMurrin smoked that one because he's blob master.
Was that a painted one, or was that the raw metal?
No, it looks like it's like raw metal, honestly.
Okay.
Pure, just metal silver color. But that's brutal. Yeah, it was the Thornex Saxon bar for sure too. I'm pretty sure. What else do we have? The regular Little Bighorn, you know, the newer model. Yeah, and that's about it. I totally forgot to break up the dyno because Eric has a sweet digital dyno that goes up to 300 pounds that I try to give a squeeze every time I'm there, but totally forgot to give that a try. Because I remember the last time I tried a dyno was I think it was Gills at NCGC2, and he has the one with the needle, and it's so sensitive. Like he showed me, he's like, "Yo, check this out," and he spun it all the way around by tilting it just a bit, you know. So I prefer the digital one because the digital one you don't have to like be super still. You can really like close it like a regular gripper, you know. So that's pretty cool.
Right.
I like to see that more as an event more. I know Eric's had that as an event a couple times in Ottawa. That's really awesome. Super fast, just raw strength event. Just like choked grippers too. That'd be cool to see in other competitions too, because even the silver bullet we had yesterday, like those times that you see, I know that people could have done more, but setting the gripper is just as hard as closing it, you know. So half the people there couldn't even set the gripper properly. So the silver bullet became like that much harder, but I knew there was bigger numbers available.
Oh yeah. That's you see that every contest. You see that every contest. People are severely limited in their performance by the set.
That's it. I was like, oh my God, we're gonna have silver bullet and all these new people. I was like, ooh, I thought like a freaking seminar beforehand discussing setting grippers, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. But hey, at least they learned now, so they know more next time.
Right.
But even Eric, he's thorough. He tries to give the best explanation ever. He's never trying to get an advantage at anything. He's the most fair dude you'll ever compete against. And he still smokes you, so.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Now, did you bring your cardboard box uprights for any of the events, or was that not necessary on you?
No, those banana box cardboard uprights are exclusively for my Canadian basement.
Yeah, you just leave those. Stay there. Those gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Okay.
That's like priceless, dude. You came in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blur those out now. No one can even rest their eyes on those. They're precious.
What I like to every once in a while just rest my crossbar on like a pair of chaise lounges that I have out in my lawn. Sometimes it's nice to do it that way.
Oh my God.
Pull random stuff. Just pull random.
Hey man, I gotta do what I gotta do, yo.
What's that?
I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah. The other thing that I like to do is if I want something for a crossbar, I'll go down to the nearby pond and grab some of those sticks that people jam into the mud, you know, to like hold their fishing rod while they're catfishing.
I thought I saw someone who looked like you doing that.
Yeah. And every once in a while I'll bring those back and I'll stab those into the floor, into my rubber mat. So
man, I'm not like a builder or anything. I didn't know. I'm like, how am I gonna make a crossbar? Where am I gonna do this? I don't know. I just needed a bar right now. I was tired of eyeing out the height or putting a little block in front of it. Screw that. I just wanted a bar. Bar is safe. That's it.
Yeah. Dude, as soon as I knew you were coming on, I knew that I was going to work that into the call. So.
Oh my God!
Thanks for being
Everyone talks about that. Even like Anthony and Tim make fun of me for that.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was cardboard or if that might be like your Pinewood Derby, downhill racer or something like that.
Dude,
soapbox.
Dude, I have no idea where those banana boxes came from. I've never bought bananas in such bulk like that. I think those were there when I got there. It was probably like a sign.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh man.
What else you got for this guy, Alan? Anything?
No, I think he covered it. Congratulations on your second place, Dan. That trophy looks real nice.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I'll probably be stuck in second for a while. I got Eric to overcome, and I don't know, man. I could take him in a few events, but yeah, it's Eric, and I know you've competed against Eric before, Jed, and he's pretty serious.
Oh yeah, well
he's basically well-rounded. He can do it all.
Yeah, he's in like a 105 kilo body, but he's so lean. Yeah.
Oh my God, his arms.
His skin is paper thin, dude. It's ridiculous.
That's it. I'm like the smaller version of Eric, I guess. But he's man, his forearms have forearms.
Yeah, 5 arms. My friend Luke's got like half the length forearms that you're supposed to have, so we say they're 3 arms. But Eric's are like twice as dense as they're supposed to be, so he's got like 5, maybe 6.
Yeah, oh my God, his brack is like insane. But again, he's also been arm wrestling for like 20 years, so that might help. It's not like a pure grip development.
Right. Right. Yep. We all should put in 20 years of arm wrestling before getting into grip, so we can have some development.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm definitely happy I did arm wrestling before grip, though. Definitely got my wrist ready.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where my wrist would be at if I had never done wrist curls and stuff. Oh my God. But it paid off in the end.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it. It was nice talking with you.
Anytime, man. I'll see you this year for sure. A couple of times, probably.
Yep. I'll see you. Too, I'll see you before you see me.
It's going down. Thanks so much for having me on, man.
Yeah. Go ahead, Alan.
All right. Yep. No, it was nice talking to you, Dan.
All right, guys. I'll catch you on another podcast.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Take
Thanks
care,
for
guys.
listening. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Be good.
Bye.
Did you have anything else, Alan?
No, I think that pretty much covered it. We're gonna save some of the other things for next time, or what were you thinking there?
Yeah, I think I got through all the stuff that I had for notes. If there's anything that I missed, though, when I go back through and compare everything, we'll make sure to cover it next week.
Sure. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I'm pretty well covered here. So, all right.
Cool.
Okay. Well, that wraps up episode 7 of This Week in Grip. Thanks for listening, everyone. Make sure to like and share the video, and we'll talk again next week.